Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about SEM tools. So that is Git. So what is Git and what is GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket? All these things we will discuss today. Okay. Git is a distributed version control system which is used widely among other version control system. So what is version control system? Okay. Version control is a software tool which manages the changes to the source code over the time. Suppose you have some code, some files. So in the development team, each and everyone have worked their own code. So we need to maintain the versions. So then only others can able to see the version. So that is the version control system. To keep track of every changes made, provided proper description about what changes and who made the changes, specific versions. So before this version control, we need to discuss about configuration management. So what is configuration management? Okay. Configuration management is a branch evaluation and code coordination acceptance and rejection applying of changes artifact which are used to construct and maintain the software system. The main purpose of configuration management is used to maintain different versions of artifacts and creation. Suppose in a team, different developers will be there, so they worked on different features. So that time everyone have maintained their own uh, versions, and they have pushed that code into central repository, that is GitHub. So artifact version control artifact configuration management is piece of hardware or software of documentation. These are the key features of configuration management: labeling of artifact and adding and deleting artifact control set, and using CM tools enables to configuration, tracking versions of artifact, managing changes, and setting up of made up of the artifacts. Okay, these are the things. These are the key functionalities of configuration management. The aim of configuration management is to identify the configuration items, to perform the configuration changes through the change control board, and to perform build management, process management, environment management to track and the defects. Use of SCM is maintaining the revision control and establishing the baselines, tracking the changes, and tracking who made the change. These are the SEM will comes to the picture. In version control, there are two types of version control: centralized server and distributed. If developer wants to use the earlier versions, so previously we have a centralized server and distributed server. Previously, everyone used Git SVN, that is the centralized SCM, and distributed. Now it comes to the Git. Okay. So to comes to the architecture of centralized and distributed, so we have one repository, that is one repository only. So once the developer is committed their changes into the repository, so others can take on top of that and they can work on that one. So that is the CM picture. So when it comes to the distributed, so the developer can take complete copy of from to his local repository, so he can work on that changes. So once that is done, he can push. So once he's pushed the changes to the remote server, he can take the updated copy, and he also can work on the same time. So at same time, developers can work independently with their future changes. So centralized server tools are like SVN, Subversion, and OpenCVS and Vista. These are the open centralized tools. When it comes to the distributed server tools like Git, Mercurial, and Bezier, Rx, these are the tools. Okay, now we will discuss about the Git. Now everyone is in Git. So what is Git and what is GitHub? So we'll discuss these things. Git is a open source SCM software provided by the GNU General Public License. So Git is an open source tool. So it is a distributed version control system. So we can use Git as a distributed version control system. So each working directory of Git repository, which is includes the history of revision and tracking, maintaining the version. So suppose there is a code, whoever committed their changes, everything, we can track with history and revisions and maintain the versions, everything. So in Git in a distributed environment, each developer has his local copy of repository with developer history. Okay. Suppose there are few developers in the team, so everyone have their committed and their changes, so they can track the history of what he make the changes. One second. So key benefits performing tests, that is Git much faster than other systems, which is increases the history data and so Git terminologies. Okay, we will mostly hear the Git and GitLab or GitHub, local and remote repositories. Okay, Git is a open source version control system that lets you locally track the changes and push and pull the from your remote. So Git which need to be installed on your local machine, means your laptop or desktop, wherever you have to install the Git, it will track the files. So whenever you need to um, pull or push the changes or download, clone the repository, it should be working on your laptop or system, right? So that we will install on Git. So Git is from the client side. GitHub or GitLab is from the remote side. It's a client server communication. Okay. So you need to be installed on Git. So once you have installed on Git or Windows or Linux machine, so if you type with Git, so you're able to see Git Bash or Git GUI. These things you can able to see once you have installed. I'll show you how to install the Git on your Windows machine and Linux machine as well. So once you have to install also, you can able to see if you right click on your mouse and you able to see Git GUI and Git Bash. Git Bash is completely like a Linux machine, you have to use the commands, and Git GUI is like a UI, so how to clone and all we can able to see. Now GitLab or GitHub, okay, these are the server side which we everyone store their code into the server side. So for that we will use GitLab or GitHub. GitLab is a self-hosted repository management system that keeps user code private and easily to deploy changes to the code. And local repository. So local repository, one of the one which we will make local changes. Typically, this is a local repository um, on the developer workspace or integrated ID tool. So local rep that architecture I will show you what is local repository and remote repository. Whenever you have to clone your code, that should be on your local repository. You can make the changes on the repository. Then you have to push that code into the remote repository. Remote repository means the server. Local repository means in your Git, which you are working on your mission. The remote repository is common respective hosted on the server that is accessible all the team members and exchange their changes. Now, mainly we need to understand two things. One is server side and the client side. Client side means which you need to work on your mission, that is laptop. Okay. So here you need to be installed on Git. You need to install on Git in your local mission. So once you have to install on Git, so you can work on your code and you can able to push or pull everything. So here the server means this is the client, this is the server machine. So server. So we have different self-hosted servers are available. Like we have so each organization will use different servers like GitLab. GitHub, Bitbucket. So these are mostly will use. So so main code will be available in the server, so everyone can pull their code, everyone can access their code for different developers. That is the main advantage of distributed version control system. So here, once the changes are completed, they have to push the changes to the server. So from there, other developer can pull the code and they can work on top of that one. So independently they can work at a time their own changes and they can have to push into the server. Now the key features of Git is open source and a large scale project, scalable, non-linear development, distributed development, and strong integrity. These are the features. Now difference between Git and GitHub. Git is a command line tool, effective operations. Git we will install on the machine. So GitHub is a hosted service on Git repositories. Work and changes can locally saved and eventually committed and pushed to the repository created GitHub or elsewhere. Okay. So in GitHub is a web-based Git repository hosted services. Apart from adding the own features, it offers all the distributed version controls and some code management functionality of the Git. Developer can store their project on GitHub or GitLab or Bitbucket. So complete code should be available on the server. Also, we used network without Git users with other Git users. These are the characteristics of Git. Git Git operations are done on local resources and files and integrity before storing all the Git and checksum. So every time when you committed the changes, it will be created on hash code. That is the we will call it as a log, git log hash code. Okay, files are referred by the checksum. Checksum means like it's a hash mechanism. So this checksum are generated based on the context of the file or directory structure in the Git. It consists of four extra decimal characters like this value each time it will be generated. That is kind of a reference. So who make the changes and what file you make the changes. So it should be commit message. So with that log ID, we can able to describe what changes, which file you make the changes and all. So gits add the data to avoid data mess up. So this we will use the git. Once committed, a snapshot commits into the git. A snapshot will be created. So now distributed SEM. So we will mostly will see Git, GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket. Okay. Git is a software of tracking the changes locally. Any set of files is usually used to coordinate work among the progress, collaboratively developing source code during the software development. So Git, you need to remember Git should be installed on your machine. So that should be local changes, set of files usually coordinating work among the progressively developing the source code. So GitLab is a self-hosted open source repository management system that keeps users code private. So once your code is done in your mission, so you need to be keep somewhere, right? That is the GitLab or GitHub. GitHub is a cloud-based Git repository management system where projects are free and open with publicly shared codes. Now, if you see difference between Git and other SEMs, data stored from stream of snapshots. Here, store data as a list of file-based changes. Take snapshot whenever the change is performed or saved. The system CVS subversion is this right? So consider the information maintained as set of files. If there are no changes made, instead of tracking snapshot and storing files again, Git stores reference to the previous identification. So if there is no changes, if you try to commit it, it doesn't create any hash ID. Track the changes made each of the file over time. The key terminology of version control system. So we will mostly will refer these terms repository, either central repository or local repository. So trunk, it's a directory checksum main development work on the project. This will see on SVN. So Git will doesn't see the trunk and tags and branches, working copy, committed changes. This we will see one by one, Git stages and all. So mostly the structure we need to follow when we make any changes. There are three stages on a local repository. One is when you add some files. Okay, that file first you need to be git add. That should be as a then git commit. You need to provide it committed method. Then it should be that change should be in our working area. So we have three stages like working area, staging area, local repository or Git directory. So staged and modified and committed. These files are tracked of commit. So whenever you committed, right, it should be tracked a commit ID. So these stages I'll show in detail. So first let me install the Git. In my system already Git is installed. If you want to install Git, so you need to go to Git and git install. Just type git install. It so you will get this page. If you want to install on Windows, you can directly click this one. You will get a exe file. You just need to click double click, next. It will be download. It will be installed on your machine. So if you want to install on Linux machine, so you just need to be m install git. So automatically it should be installed. If you have Ubuntu, apt-get install git. So git it should be on your local machine. Now once you have installed on git, so you need to verify if git installed or not. For that one, just need to go to command prompt or anywhere. So cmd. If you type git hyphen version, so git is installed on my machine. This is the version. Okay, like this you can verify on your Windows machine. Even Linux machine also you can able to identify git is installed on the same machine. Now git this is on a local machine, means your machine. Now GitHub, so whatever the changes or make modification on files or your code, that should be on your machine, right? So you need to keep somewhere in the remote repository so other developers can able to see your code to store the code. So whatever the files or code is there in your local machine, that need to be stored in somewhere, that is the GitHub. So you need to create, people will use different hosted servers like GitHub, github.com. So you need to create an account here. So I already have account. You just need to go to github.com, just create account. Mine is already created account. So this is one server side hosted. So there are others also like people will use GitLab also, gitlab.com. So if you have this is also open source. GitHub also open source. You just need to log in. So we can install GitLab on our own server. So if you have already account in GitHub, just click this one. So it will redirect you to it will take that one and we can start working on this one. And other GitHub is Bitbucket. So people will use Bitbucket also. You just need to click Bitbucket free account. So you will direct to this one, get a free. So if you have any accounts in Google account, just continue with the Microsoft or Google accounts like this. So Bitbucket also free. We up to 5 users we can use in the team. This is also open source one. These are the UIs. Okay. Now we will use, um, we'll create a folder, we'll create a project, or we'll create a repository, and initially how we need to do configuration, everything I'll show you now. So whenever you can, to create a new repository is nothing but some uh, to track all your project related files, everything. For that one we need one repository. So first we need to create a repository in GitHub. So you just need to create new repository. So repository name you can give. Repository names are short and name. So repository name I can give you like something like HDFC demo or sample, anything. Okay, demo project, or this is the demo project. This is the repository name. So description, you can give the description what files and you are going to be changed. Here public means everyone can able to see, outside people also. If your repository should be in public means outside people also can see this one. If it is private, choose who can commit this repository. But in organizations mostly we will use in private only, not for the public. Now initial repository. If you need initial repository with README file, if you want to keep something README, so you just need to select this one. If you need any Git ignore files, you can choose this one. Suppose I don't want to .mp4 files while committing any files on my local, I need to be ignored. That time I need to select at this one. So whatever files you are not going to store on the remote repository, that time you need to select this one. If you need a README file, you just need to select the README file. So README file will get it while creating this repository. That time it should be coming along with this one. Now create repository. If you need the public, so everyone can able to access. Okay. So this is done. Now this is the project. This is in a remote repository. Now same thing, I need to get it into the local. So everyone can able to access now. So once this is done, we can clone this repository into the local. Okay, for that one, just you need to go to code. So here HTTPS and SHS, GitLab CLI, these are the three options. In SHS, HTTPS, so this is the URL. You just need to copy this one. So first time you just need to be configured GitLab username and email address. So track all that every time. So no need to provide everything. So suppose you need for the getting the code from remote to local, you just need to use this command git clone, and you just need to paste the URL. So now the remote repository coming into the local. So if you see HDFC demo, this is the HDFC demo directory. So you need to go to CD into HDFC project. Now here README file is there. So we already created the README file while along with the repository. So it should be there. So initially to push the code, we didn't ask anything. So clone is one time activity. No need to do every time. So suppose now you want me to make any changes uh, from next time if you push the code, right? So no need to clone. Suppose someone added the file here, so that time not required clone. So if you do, suppose now I have added another file here, I don't need to clone that one. Suppose form.xml file, I created the form.xml file. I just need to give commit message created created a form file. So I just need to give the proper commit message so everyone can track and understand why we need to create this file. So commit message. Now we have two files on the remote repository. to get this new file. So we don't need to use a git clone every time. So you need to use git pull. If you do git pull, it should be created two files. Now the form file also get from remote to the local. So there is a pull command. Pull means like it will be fetch the changes from the remote and it will be merges with your local repository. We will discuss this branch. This is the main branches. So we will discuss in the next session branches and more git commands and all. So now if you see that git log, if you get, so these are the commit messages. As I said, the hash code is there, right? So these are the hash code, 40 digit hash code. So these are the commit message and who make the changes. This is the author. This is my author. Okay. And so we'll discuss in detail each and everything. Now, suppose I need to create some files here in my local. Suppose I have to add one file. Now two files, right? Now I'm creating web.html file. I have created. Now this I created in my local repository. To push this to the local repository, remote repository, so there are the stages. As I said in the earlier, so Git need to follow the strategy like so to check this one. Now this web file it should be untracked. This file currently doesn't track the Git because this is a newly created file on your local machine. So this means untracked files. To it it is clearly saying to use the git add and file name to include with all the committed. So if you use git add and file name, it will be track the git. Okay. If you want to remove git rm and file remove, then it will revert it back. Suppose git rm, simply git rm web.html, sorry, rm web.html. Now if you check git status, nothing is there. Okay. So it didn't track. So now again I am adding this file. Now I am first we need to add git add. You need to give the file name or dot. Dot means it will take all the modified files, everything, newly created files, everything. Now if you check the git status, it should be on staged or index area. Now this file should be on. To restore it back, you just need to git restore and stage it, and you need to give the commit message to unstage that file. So for that now I just need to commit git commit created HTML file. Okay. Now it should be committed. This file should be tracked from Git now. So if you check Git status, so it should be nothing is committed. Working tree is clean. So now if you check Git log, it should be created one more commit. This is the latest commit created HTML files. This is the time and this is the code. To see this much hash code, if you want to short one, you just need to give git log hyphen hyphen one line. Okay. So now short ID in only 6 7 digits it will be initial 7 digits will be taking. Okay, this is the head. We will discuss what is head and what is main and what is branch. Okay, we'll discuss all these things in detail. Now, now we need to push this file to the remote repository so other people can use this one. By default, we need to use git push. If you use push, automatically it should be pushed to the remote repository. Okay. So if you need to specific branch, you need to push the changes. You need to use git push hyphen u and origin. Origin is like a remote repository of that one, and branch name you just need to. Now if you give directly git push, so it will be ask the token. Now this is done. So now GitHub HDFC project. So if you go here HDFC, if you refresh now, the file should be created. And see, this is the web.xml file just now we created. This is the commit ID, latest commit ID, commit message also we can see. And branches, currently we didn't create any branches, currently only one branch. So I'll tell you what is branch and how to create that one. So these we are pushing now to GitHub. Same thing we can create a new repositories under GitLab also. So now everyone is using to mostly GitLab. So for that one you just need to go to here repositories. So you can create a blank repository. Same thing. So you just need to provide before repository, you just need to create a users groups. Okay. So for specific group or people can use this repository um, for specific things. Okay. So you just need to give same thing like HDFC or city something city demo. Okay. So you just need to if you want you can provide that thing and same thing. If you need to read me file, you just need to select this one. Otherwise, if you don't need anything, just create project. So before that one, you just need to add git config username and password initially, not password, git username and email address. So for that one, you need to use git config hyphen user. These things you just need to use. I'll show you. So that time every time doesn't ask by default. Mine is configured git config hyphen list. These are the email ID which I have configured and see my user is this one and my mail ID is this one defaultly configured. So every time doesn't take, so it should be default it will take. So we can no need to ask the password and username every time. That's why we have to configure this one. Um, git config. So if you are in first time Git, you just need to use these two commands like git config hyphen global and git config hyphen email. You just need to give user and it comes to the mine. This is my username, okay, and email address. You just need to provide the email address. So it will be track your identity. So who make the file changes, right? So that time it even it didn't ask every time these things. Now, once this is done, same thing. You can create a file, create a project. So we can do it in SHS way also, passwordless communication. So for that one, see, this is the initially created files. Now to clone this one, so we can get it code in any two ways like SHS and HTTPS. For HTTPS, we have already seen, and to get SHS, you just need to create a keygen. SHS hyphen keygen, if you type, it will be created a public key. So that key you just need to add under keys, settings, and keys. You just need to add. So it doesn't ask anything, password and username. So to get this repository, so just you need to use git clone and you try to create one more repository, one more workspace. Like initially, you just need to use git clone. So it is cloning from this repository. So same thing. Now cd into cd demo. So here readme file it should be there. So now if you want, you can add any file. Touch text one txt file. Now it is to track this file. We need to use git status to check this status of this file. So it should be untracked. You need to track this file. We need to use git add dot. So now once we need to add git commit, we need to do. So commit message will be a hash code will be created a text file, something relevant to that message we need to provide. Now, if you see Git status, it should be everything, nothing to be committed, everything be tracked. To check the logs, Git log, if you do two logs, one is initially created logs, another one is Git log, which is created now. Now, if you do Git push directly, it should be pushed to the same repository, that is wherever you have pushed, right? So it should be pushed to the same one. Now, if you refresh this one, this page, the text file should be created here. See, text one is created here because origin by default it should be wherever you have pushed, right? Same thing. Now we have seen GitHub, how to push GitHub and how to push GitLab. Now we will see Bitbucket. So in Bitbucket, you just need to create a repository. So the repository name, you just need to select anything project or create new project or anything. So project name you can give anything like ICICI. Okay, project name is like demo project, something relevant or Java project, anything. Java project. Okay. Include README. If we need a README file, you can say yes with the template or no, it doesn't require, it doesn't create anything. Default branch name, if you just need to create default branch name like main or master, so you just need to do this one. If you need to include git ignore, if you need yes, otherwise no. So create repository. The Java project is created. Okay. Now to get this one, you just need to use these commands. Okay. So to connect your existing repositories. So these are the commands if you are in an existing repository to use this one. Currently, I don't have any existing repositories. Uh, so if you have any existing one, you just need to use. Otherwise, directly you need to clone this one. See git clone. If you need to use SHS, you just need to use this one. If you have any HTTPS, you just need to use this one. Now let me create one more repository on my desktop workspace. So already git clone it come default git clone and this is the URL. So it will ask the password. So I just need to provide my password. So this is the wrong password. One second. So why it is not cloning? So we need to set username password. That is the issue, I guess. Let me check. Actually, my password is wrong. That's why unable to clone that one. So I will show you next video how to clone this one. I will set it up username password for this one so that we can able to push the code or clone the code from Bitbucket also. Uh, that's all about in this session. So we will see in detail each and every command in Git commands how to create and push and revert it back and branches. Everything will show in details. So now we have seen what is Git and what is GitHub, what is GitLab and what is Bitbucket. Okay, so how to create? So mainly we will use to store the code in your local code like the .NET code or Java code, Python code. We have different files, right? To track all these ones, we can create this one. So I have many repositories. See if it comes to this one, you can track your repositories here. So these many repositories I have created. Even when it comes to the this one, so if you go to menu and you can create users and everything under GitLab. So the in GitLab these are the repositories. Bitbucket I just created, so I doesn't have any repositories. So currently this only one repository should be available. So we are unable to push the changes into Bitbucket. We will see in detail this one. That's all about in this session. Thanks for watching. Bye.